It's Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for 615 Preps Live, presented by AccuWorks. A very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Chris Brooks alongside Joe Spears, Isaac Leadham, Cam Reed, and Scott Burton. Gentlemen, happy Wednesday.
Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy beautiful Wednesday. The weather today was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I think it's going to stick around for the next couple of days. So kind of unfortunate, but that we don't have more games. But in a good way, you know, everybody gets good weather for their fall break.
Yeah. Well, some teams are not on fall break this week. Some are playing the next couple of nights, and we'll talk about some of those games here just a little bit. Week 7 had some interesting results in itself. Guys, if you want to start talking about what you saw from week 7 and what you liked.
I mean, the game Isaac and Cam and I were at Friday night was a heck of a ball game. White House Heritage. Their offense still kind of sputtering at times, but I mean, Xavier Murray did what he needed to do, came up with the big plays. And the Patriots got a huge win over a Whites Creek team that in a couple of years, I mean, they're young right now, guys. In a couple of years, the Cobras are going to be just filthy. They're beating up on teams now. But that's a good learning experience for them. They'll be just fine. But good, really good game. First walk-off we've had this year that I've been at least.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing on that Heritage game was, you know, we critiqued them that they weren't able to score the weeks before, and they found a way to drag Whites Creek into a lower scoring dogfight, and that's kudos to their defense. And then on the offense side of the ball, guys, they were without Kel Hunt. I mean, that's their leading running back, and they still found a way to get it done. I mean, that's still a very quality team at White House Heritage.
Yeah, got a chance to see Lebanon. They've been they're undefeated, and they showed why. Their defense is really good, and as good as they are right now, they're going to be even better next year. That team is still young. Unfortunately the matchup between Chaz Martin didn't and the other running back for Lebanon, whose name eludes me at the moment. Izita. Sorry, yeah. Izita. Didn't ever materialize because Chaz Martin went out early with a lower leg injury. It didn't look too severe. He was standing on it, but precaution being what it is. But still a really good game. Wonderful atmosphere. It was just it was a good night to be in Lebanon.
Yeah, besides the game that me, Cam, and Joe were at, I guess something stood out to me was GCA keeping the story alive, beating JP2. That's an impressive win. That just, I mean, I don't know what else to expect from them. They've been so impressive this season, so it's just great to see them keep that streak going.
Yeah, we got a big one next week against Good Pasture.
I don't think you could have visibly seen the bruises from CPA's players because of the beatings they've taken in the first half of the year, but the relief on their faces after they beat NBA the other night, certainly palpable. That's a team that has gone through the ringer and has come out the other side and still hopeful to have a good second half, and for good reason. I mean, they've definitely shown signs of improvement. You look at a 2-5 record and said they're not very good. I beg to differ. And Answorth comes in there Friday night, and that's a game we're going to talk about highly this week because it's a measuring stick for both of those teams, really, and important when a region play. All right, with that, let's talk 3 stars of the week, shall we? As always, 3 stars of the week voting now open at 615preps.com. We will mention those finalists here in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the ones who were the 3 stars back from week number 6. And congratulations out to Good Pastures Chase Angel. He is the first star of the week for week number 6. East Robertson's Casey Young is their 2nd star, and then JP2 Sam Bowers takes home 3rd star honors for week number 6.
Yeah, shout out Good Pasture for that's a unconventional handshake method there that I got to experience with that photo, but I kind of like it, kind of dig it.
Yeah, definitely made for a better better cut out there putting this graphic together too. So yeah, nice work on that photo, Cam. Good job. All right, week 7 finalists as follows. You've got Julius Carter from Fairview, who had modest yardage night, 42 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns on 7 carries, caught a pass for 13 yards, had 3 tackles on defense, 1 of them for a loss, and also had an interception return for a touchdown as Fairview beat Harper 39-0. Pro Cone's LJ Funk, 17 of 20 passing, 319 yards and 4 touchdowns. They beat Bartlett 31-28. Answorth DJ Gibson, 25 carries, 254 yards, 4 touchdowns in that win over Knoxville Catholic. They won 35-6. Oakland's Justice Haggard, 5 carries, 103 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also had 2 interceptions defensively as they beat Rockville 35-14. Jonathan Jordan from Ingleville, 232 yards rushing on 15 carries, had 2 touchdowns, and also had 7 tackles on defense. They beat Moore County 34-7. We've said Caden Marable almost every week, 19 of 23 passing, 325 yards, 5 touchdowns. Also had an 18-yard rushing touchdown in that 55-10 win at Davidson Academy. FRA's Jack Nimitz, 9 of 10 passing, 218 yards, and 5 touchdowns. They beat Goodpasture 42-7. And Springfield's Cason Woodson, 9 of 16 passing, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries, 102 yards, and 2 more scores in that win at Liberty Creek 32-7. Solid group.
Yeah, and as you went through the stats there, a lot of those guys, guess what? They may be contenders for the Iron Brigade team at the end of the year, presented by Lookout Pest Control.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, some new names on this list too. That's a good thing. Is that some of these players are rising at the right moment, developing, getting chances at this point of the season. It's good to see new names on this list. Kind of sad to see some of the old, some of the ones that have been on there for a while. But hey, folks got to get out there and vote for them.
You said Jack Nimitz had 9 completions and 5 touchdowns.
Yes. Yep.
He completed half of the completion. Over half the completions were touchdowns. That's just
over half the attempts. I mean, half the attempts were touchdowns. He was 9 of 10.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is Caden Marable's 5th time on this list.
Yep.
The only week he wasn't on it was the FRA week.
Yeah. I mean, he should really have been a 3-star winner at some point, but this year. So, BGA fans, it's on you. You've got to vote for him. I mean, it's plain and simple. There's nobody else to.
Unless he breaks Andre's record that Andre just set, there's no more executive orders coming.
No, I don't plan on using it again. So, no.
That was unusual.
Yeah, if he was to do that, though, just fair warning, I might do it again. But
no pressure.
Still, no pressure at all.
Yeah, no pressure, Caden. No, not at all. No.
Yeah. We're gonna go back just a second and look at the rankings because Joe, we don't have a lot to talk about. These didn't change much as we give it all.
No. I think the only ones that changed were the small class. No.
Did they or did they not?
Yeah, I mean, Whites Creek drops out. In this one, I mean, no changes here. Ensworth gets the job done. All these teams won pretty big.
I may actually have the wrong rankings for this week, but we'll go on. Medium class, no changes there. Beach is at 4, Procone 5, FRA Page BGA still top 3.
Yep, no moves here. Could have some moves after this week, given Antioch and FRA are playing, but I don't know. It's the top teams are taking care of business.
Yeah. Go over small class real quick. I'm not going to pull that up because it is actually incorrect on my screen.
Whites Creek, believe, drops down to number 7. White House Heritage jumps up to number 6, and then Friendship Christians, they're back in the mix. They're back in the mix, and they move up to number 4. So, really impressed with what Friendship did last week, jumping out to a 37-7 first half lead, and now we have to answer Noah McKay. Joe, why do you hate Smyrna? I'll hang up and listen. They wear purple, man. Any team that wears purple, just know that I just have a dislike for you. It's not anything. It is personal, but like they wear purple and they wear yellow, and I'm just not big fans of either of those colors. Some team out in Narnia apparently wears those. Cam's disavowed them though. But it is what it is.
Don't forget that the Fighting Leadums also wear purple.
Well, we're not purple and yellow, we're purple and white. So
it's just not to me. It's not a color combination I like.
Well, it just so happens, Joe, you're in luck because guess what? My school and Isaac's school both don't like black and gold, so you can get out of here with that.
What about it?
I said my school and Isaac's school both do not like black and gold.
I heard
so you can get out of here with your little Wisconsin gold W.
It's actually black now, which I don't like personally. So, but yeah, no, and Portland wears purple. Matt, I don't dislike Portland though.
So you're going back on your words that you just said 5 seconds ago.
He has to say he likes Portland.
I have to say I like Portland.
Mm-hmm.
That, whatever helps you sleep at night, Noah. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Hey, that is the highest ranking
Yes, yeah.
That Tennessee Tech has ever had. And Tennessee Tech actually had an All-American that played at Narnia, believe it or not.
A lot of local kids on that team too. They're really, really happy to see them doing as well as they have.
Yeah, that university is really Macon County, and Trussell County East. A lot of kids from the area. That's their go-to.
Will be interesting to see when they get that stadium finished what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
They don't have one side anymore. We didn't forget line of the week. We just wanted to bring it up. Gordonsville's defense, Scott's going to get that honor.
Oh yeah. Limited Westmoreland to 69 total yards. Only 5 first downs. Nice. They forced a fumble in that 41-0 shutout over Westmoreland last week. So the Tigers get it done. So yeah, definitely Gordonsville's defense, our line of the week.
All right, so congratulations to the Tiger defense. And our 3 stars of the week winners, Chase Angel, Casey Young, and Sam Bowers. Well done for week 6. Or week 7, actually. That's week 6 winners. I'm off my game tonight.
Yeah, you're fine. You're right.
Winners. Yep, you're right.
Week 6 winners.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I had it right in the graphic. That's what counts. Yeah. Let's stop thinking and start talking about AccuWorks, our proud sponsor of 615 Preps Live. AccuWorks is a full-service property damage restoration company that offers around-the-clock emergency service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the past 20 years in Middle Tennessee. Jeff Stockton and his team of industry veterans specialize in restoration projects for your home or business, fire restoration, smoke cleaning, water damage and mold remediation, storm damage restoration, general contracting, and much more. Our commitment is to assess each situation quickly and correctly to provide you the most efficient and complete restoration plan that meets your specific needs. AccuWorks performs emergency service and restoration for property owners across Middle Tennessee. With locations in Nashville and near you, our professional staff are minutes away from helping with your property damage emergency. Quality work, professionalism, and integrity have been the backbone of our company since 2006. Call us now at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228 or visit our website at AccuWorks.com. Gentlemen, we got to make some apologies for some really bad picks last week. Let's see. I believe we have. I'll let Connor get his in here. Loads his up. Let's see what Connor had to say.
What's up, guys? Connor Cornett, the intern from Knoxville, jumping on here to apologize to a few teams. I know the guys are going over all the scores right now, but I unfortunately made a couple bad decisions and picked against 3 schools I should not have been picking against and haven't picked against predominantly for the most part of the year. But something this week told me to do it. and turns out I was the only one who thought that way, and now I'm here. So my main shout out is going to be my main apology rather is going to be to Beach. I was at that game. I picked my alma mater, Station Camp, to win it. They unfortunately did not. They went down 52-21, I believe, and Caden Powell, DK Williams ran all over us. I mean, it was a nightmare. Two other teams, Innsworth and CPA. I've been picking you guys to win almost the entire year, and I once again am, like Joe likes to say, a big dumb idiot and picked against y'all, and now I'm here. So with that being said, I have forced myself to watch Alabama lowlights for 10 minutes in time lapse, so I hope you enjoy. But a quick PSA is if Scott or Cam ever did this, they'd be sitting here for hours upon hours. I just wanted to make that clear. Anyways, I'm sorry, Beach. I will never pick against you guys again.
Well, that was just mean.
Yeah, that's so good.
See, I like that he didn't mention me. That's nice.
No, he respects you now.
Yeah.
Tennessee, not so much.
He's
Well, I hope
family.
that's-
He's my family, so I don't know why he's picking on me.
Well, because you root for Tennessee and he doesn't. So he should have
Yeah,
just
but
watched. He should have forced himself to watch the entirety of the Louisiana Monroe game from Saban's first year.
Oh, that would have been good.
No,
yeah.
he should have watched October the 15th, 2022, but he doesn't have the stones to do that one.
Oh my goodness.
I hope Matt's happy about that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Gets his apology.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's
I've
definitely
been
come a
nothing
long
but
way.
nice, and I'm over here catching strays.
I mean, that is how it is this year.
The life of a Kentucky fan.
All right, Joe,
Other than that-
I'm gonna post yours next, Joe.
Yeah.
5 preps here, surrounded by White House Heritage following a last-second 20-18 win. I got to give credit to you guys. On behalf of all 615 preps, we all picked against you. Massively sorry, X. Hell of a win. White House Heritage, hell of a win. And I deserve a punishment.
That was the best.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
The best part about that was when the entire team was huddled around, they were given the choice. Okay, who do we want to apologize to us, Cam or Joe? They point at the one in the Baltimore Ravens hat. We want Joe Spears to apologize.
Yes, so me and Joe had already worked it out. We were just going to take it both together, and literally, X I believe X told the kid that scored the touchdown, Bagwell,
Yeah.
that he could pick, and he goes, "Give me the guy in the Ravens hat," and I was like, "Okay, you're taking it, Joe."
The thing I love about that is, for one, you can just see the guys just creep into the frame with that bucket of water. But the thing I love about it is that when Joe turns to shake X's hand, he sees the water out of the corner of his eye, and he's like he stutters a little bit while he's apologizing to him. It's the best part of the video.
The best part about that is I wore a waterproof quarter zip, so it really didn't affect me all that much.
Oh,
Yeah, Cam was not wearing anything waterproof, so it would have been a rough go for Cam.
It still wasn't great, but it could have been much, much worse.
Okay. All right, Isaac, I'm gonna let you go next.
Well, my apology. First of all, I mean, I think we had a really good week. It was hard for us to find apologies, to be honest. Most of the teams that I got wrong were out of area teams, so they don't count. I mean, we're not sorry for any of that. But the one team that I did pick besides White House Heritage that I was wrong with was Cannon County. And Cannon, I just got to say it. I straight up doubted you. My entire life, I've always been like, oh, Cannon County, that's a school that's not good at football. But guess what? Cannon County is pretty good at football this year. And they beat a good team. They beat Smith County, which I was not expecting. So, I'm already have running for my life from the CPA Lions. So now I'm just kind of worried I'm going to have the Cannon County Lions also chasing me for the rest of my life. So yeah, Cannon, I'm sorry, and please don't join CPA in tormenting me for the rest of my life.
Oh, the ghost in the darkness are after you.
Scott, you have specifically requested to go last, so
No. But that's for another thing. But you're good.
is it? You're still going last.
Okay.
All right, Cam.
Yeah, I've been tormented by a different kind of line. Grace Christian of Franklin line, and probably 2 back-to-back weeks of 50-50 games, and I went against you guys both times. I probably should apologize to you last week, but I didn't look at the notes. And then I picked against you anyway. You know, I'm not going to say Joe's line because it's not true in this case. I'm not a big dumb idiot. I just got it wrong, okay?
I disagree.
It happens. I do apologize to you guys. I do apologize to all of you except the 3 on Instagram.
Hold on.
Dadgum. Win the dadgum game.
They won the dadgum game.
They did not win the daggone game.
Well, yeah, they didn't, but GCA won the dadgum game.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. I will go next, and I know that last week I teased a little something about this particular apology, but rumor has it the judge got stuck in traffic and it did not make it. So let's call it a stay of execution for now, and just know that next week there won't be another one. So what I'm going to do tonight, I am going to apologize to Hendersonville because I'm a big dumb idiot and trusted a team that I shouldn't. And you guys proved me wrong, and I'm hopeful that that can lead to some good things for you in the second half of the season. And again, Summit, you're dead to me. So that's all I got. Scott, floor's yours.
McGavick. Oh gosh, where do I start? Wow, you guys really took it to me last week. The Raiders went out. I have to take this a little personally, and I apologize for being wrong, but you must have waited for me to pick against you. You scored more points in that game than you'd scored during the season, and I kind of think you did it to get at me. Because I'm a fool. I'm a big dumb idiot, and you just couldn't wait to rub my nose in it like a puppy. I apologize. You guys really came out and put it to the Coyotes, and I can't say anything but I'm sorry.
Fair to say they put it to you as well?
Fair to say.
Okay.
Fair to say.
Okay. All right. Well, we've made amends for those. So let's get into some soapbox time, Joe. You got anything?
No, I had a great week last week, to be honest with you. I mean, what can you say? I caught 3 games on Cam. We'll get to that here in a bit. Notre Dame won on Saturday. I watched Cam stew and throw a tantrum on the sideline. Pulled away from Isaac a little bit. Did get hurt a little bit at work the other day. I'm okay, but I've had a great week, so I have nothing. I mean, I guess the only other thing is social media is a cancer, and you got a lot of stupid people that comment stuff on there. It is what it is. You can't do anything about that. But no, I had a great week. How's everybody else doing? Cam, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Cam, would you like a soapbox?
Would anybody else like the soapbox? Cam, you're up first.
Do not give Cam a soapbox because I'm afraid what he's going to do on it.
I'm not really upset about anything, Matt. I've had a great week. Like it's been a great couple of days. I have nothing.
I'm upset about a lot of stuff, but only my therapist knows.
I'm gonna let that stew for a second.
I'm upset that the Cubs won tonight. Nobody wants to see them win. That's targeted at you, Matt. So
Directly.
We're gonna call these fall break shenanigans.
I'm upset that it's I'm glad everything is it's fall break and a lot of teams are off, but like I'm upset that we don't have a lot of games this week. That's what I'm upset
fair.
about.
That's
There
fair.
goes mine.
Sorry, Scott.
Well, Scott, you can expand on that. I mean, it's not.
Well,
exclusive
I
to
mean,
Joe.
I understand, fall break, and I'm the first one to tell you that I think that students should get away and parents should get away and have their family time. But it always seems like it's so much of the state at the same time. You could spread it out a little bit, or that week you could maybe save some of your matchups, your prime matchups for that week of the ones that are still around. But it's kind of sour grapes on my part because it does give us an opportunity to cover some teams that we don't often get to cover. But we just, we want to show good games. We want to show teams in a good light. We don't necessarily want to show, blowouts because it's not about that. It's about trying to showcase, the kids, and a good game makes for, a good viewing on both sides generally. But that's just a little bit of sour grapes on my side. Being away in freaking Pennsylvania for a year, I mean, I'd watch two Tennessee Mules fight over a turnip at this point.
What
It's the high school football equivalent of two mules fighting over a turnip. Put this way, I would much rather see that than watch Kentucky lose again. So
You see that a lot. So
Don't worry, Scott. You should go to the game. Maybe maybe Stoops will send you to answer the questions this time for the radio station.
I don't listen to that. I try not to. It's rough enough on social media. I don't need to get to that negativity.
Don't worry, basketball's coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hopefully, we'll be better this year. But anyway, anybody else?
Isaac.
I mean, obviously, upset Vanderbilt lost. Not doing, the biggest thing is the last touchdown where Alabama covered the spread. That's what got me. Losing the game, it sucks, but that's just like one final little knife in there. It's just like, didn't need to see that.
Isaac, your quarterback can't do knee drills.
He
before
does it
kickoff.
every game. He does it every game.
Listen,
it's not
the deal is the quarterback. Your quarterback cannot hit the broadside of a barn sometimes, and that can't happen.
Well, yeah.
That's just the harsh truth for you.
He tried to make him do something that he's not meant to do. He's not meant to throw medium passes over the middle. He's meant to throw a deep bomb to somebody streaking down the field, or throw a screen, or to run the ball. But he's not supposed to be throwing crossers over the middle where there's a linebacker or safety waiting for it. So I put that game on coaching. They should have just kept running the ball. But also upset. I mean, I wasn't as upset as Cam was on that sideline. But we were both keeping track of our alma maters, and both of us were kind of down in the dumps. Watertown losing to Sequatchie County in a very hard-fought game, a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. Some end of the game shenanigans kind of put some distance between Sequatchie and Watertown. And coaches, learn how to use your timeouts. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That seems like it was
Yep.
aimed at the Titans coach.
It did 100% can be.
I got nothing. Let's go.
Yeah, move
Let's talk about top 10 games for week number 8. And even though there's a light schedule, there's still some pretty intriguing ones. Let's start with Brentwood Academy going out to Briarcrest Christian.
two really, really good teams. Brentwood Academy's just kind of rolled over everybody, and then their biggest test of the year, they dismantled a really good Innsworth team by 30. So going on the road to Briarcrest is not easy. It's a good Saints team, but it's Brentwood Academy and Baylor is the top two teams in D2 AAA. Kind of seems like as long as both of those teams take care of business after, Baylor beat Macaulay last week, they take care of business. We're headed towards that state championship matchup, and it's been a while since BA's played for a gold ball, so that'd be really cool to see. And I think they got the pieces to really keep up with Baylor if they were to do that. Got to get the win here first, but I really like this BA team. I liked them when, Chris, you and I saw them at that midnight practice. Yep. The energy was just, you could feel it.
Yeah, the Briarcrest Christian's got a really good defense. This one could stay lower scoring compared to some of the other Brentwood Academy games this year. But what makes Brentwood Academy so dynamic is they have multiple guys out wide. They have a quarterback that has really good ball placement in Cruz Jenkins. And then, Joe, man, you were talking about this, but Larry Sanders is having a great year. A great year. This offense for Brentwood Academy is nasty. They're putting up a ton of points. And then when you look on the defense side of the ball and you got Kenneth Simon Jr. and a couple of those other guys up front, they're pretty dang good on defense too.
Bennett Spillman is come in and just made an immediate impact. I mean, they got guys everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The the Saints are good. They average about 6 yards per carry rushing, but Innsworth held them to their lowest total. That's the team that BA handled their offense with ease, even with EJ Gibson back there. So I think that they're going to be forced to pass behind Hudson Tucker. He's thrown for 1,300 yards, 23 touchdown passes this year. Has a couple pretty good weapons on the out on the edges, but as much you talk about the defensively, Kenneth, you had Kenneth Simon, Roman Jennings leads the team for BA in tackles, 33. He's got 2 sacks, the Eagles are just winning the trenches. To me, that is where, and that's what Paul Wade does. That Paul Wade, he knows what it's like to grind it out, in the trenches. And I think that as long as he, maintains that kind of superiority there, their running game is just going to flourish.
All right. Next up is BGA hosting Chattanooga Prep. BGA 5-1. They've rolled over everybody not named FRA, looking to try to keep that going this week.
Yeah, Chattanooga Prep, kind of a team that's hit or miss. BGA, they're just rolling through people. Chattanooga Prep did play Tyner Academy, a team we'll talk about here in a little bit. Pretty close last week, only lost by 9, I believe it was. So, but BGA is just a machine right now, and they're a very, very unhappy machine because they thought they were going to go unbeaten this year, and for good reason.
Yeah, Marquise Gardner is the name to know for CPS. He's their leading rusher, a 1,000-yard rusher, 9 scores. He's also their leading receiver. So I expect the Wildcats to double him, know where he is all night long, make life miserable for him. And the offense, the offense does its job, but I think that defense for the Wildcats has a chip on their shoulder now after giving up 21 in the second half against FRA. I think they really have a chip on their shoulder, and as long as they can maintain that attitude, they're going to be a tough out the rest of the way.
East Robertson's on the road, going to Houston County.
Cam, what are your thoughts on this one?
This is a really, really good East Robertson team, and Cason Young is playing like he wants to be up for Mr. Football again. So that could be a bad thing for the Irish.
Yeah, they've won back. Houston County's won back-to-back games, which is good, but they are beating teams they should beat. East Robertson's looking like a legitimate state title contender. I really, truly hate how they've done 2A. The bracketing on 2A just is so stupid to me. There's my soapbox for tonight. The 2A bracket sucks. But
Found something.
Yes and no. Yes and no. It could. I'll be honest with you. The more I look at it, and the more we see things play out, guys, we could have both teams in 2A.
But the east side of the bracket, you have two legit state contenders in Gordonsville and Marion County. The west side, you've got East Robertson, East Nashville, Milan, Huntington, Riverside, Peabody. You got a million teams over there.
I can see that. But then if you take East Robertson and East Nashville and you put them on the east side, though, then we're only getting one side regardless, and that's if we get that one side. We have a chance to get both.
We have to be selfish about this, Joe.
Yeah, I'm not. But no, I think East Robertson, we'll get to our scores in a bit. East Robertson should roll in this one. Talent wins out. They're a really talented team. And to me, I mean, Jaden Pete at Milan's playing like a Mr. Football, but Casey Young, to me, is the front runner, just given who East Robertson's beaten with the likes of Kirkwood, Liberty Creek, and JP2.
The Irish, powerful running team. They don't throw the ball a lot. They only pass like 6 times a game. So Preston Mitchell, good running back, 1,200 yards, over 1,200 yards, 12 scores. Good on defense, but this East Robertson team is playing at a level that I've never seen before out of this team, and I don't know. I mean, their offense is just electric, and unless Houston County can control the game and force some plays, some negative plays, it'll be a rough game for them.
Yeah, Houston County's not a bad team. They're a pretty good 2A team. They've been better in recent years than before that. But Houston County doesn't have 3 to 4 players that could probably play D1 college football on their team in 2A.
Right.
So that's just it's you know, there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, and East Robertson, that's going to be a lot of games this year for East Robertson. 2A teams don't have a 6'4", 240-pound SEC defense end. 2A teams don't have a 5'11", 180-pound receiver that can run a 4.3. You know, they don't have that.
Yep.
Innsworth's going to make a short trip over to CPA to take on the Lions. Key region game here.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the second best game of the week after, the spotlight game, which we'll get to here in a little bit. It just depends, what Innsworth team shows up. If the Innsworth team that shows up against BA is there, CPA could roll in this one, just given the talent. I think these two teams are really evenly matched talent-wise. Two really good quarterbacks in this one. A lot of good receivers. It's going to be interesting to see Owen Cabell go up against that Innsworth secondary. I like EJ Gibson a lot. I mean, you talk about really good running backs. EJ is one of the best. He's going to be in Mr. Football conversations next year and this year, I think. He's having a great year. But Rawls Patterson's also really good. So this could be very similar to last week with the way NBA played them, low-scoring game. Should be a fun one, though. And CPA got a little more momentum after, some struggles.
Yeah, I think last week's game for CPA could be one of those springboard games that kind of propels them into the second half of the schedule that, believe it or not, I know if you look at it, it doesn't look like it's easy, and it's not easy, but it's easier than the first half. It's one of those things where CPA, a close, hard-fought win like that can propel you into 2 or 3 more wins. I hope that happens with the Titans, but we'll see. Joe, you kind of mentioned it a little bit. Owen Cabell has still had a really good year.
Oh, yeah.
He still had a really good year. That Innsworth secondary, while they are extremely talented, has struggled at times this year. You saw him struggle a little bit against BA. You saw him struggle a little bit against McCauley, even though McCauley didn't convert on those deep passes. They were there. And if that happens to Owen Cabell, that's 6, and that's not good for Innsworth. But at the same time, CPA has struggled mightily this year against the run. That bodes very well for EJ Gibson in this game. CPA, that's got to be CPA's number one to-do list is to stop the run.
That
The
will
only
not be
difference there,
fun.
Cam, I would say, is CPA earned that hard-fought victory that could springboard them into some more wins. The Titans were handed a win by the Arizona Cardinals on a silver platter and still tried to give it back. So a little bit different. But, yeah, I mean, I could see CPA like winning this game, like you guys were saying, close like they did against NBA, but I could also see them just taking more punches and rolling into the playoffs, just battered and bruised, but with a bunch of experience. So, yeah, like you guys said, I think it's going to depend on if Ensworth shows up or not, and I think that's the determining factor.
To me, it's going to be, we talked about it in BA when we talked about BA a minute ago, and I think it matters even more here. Whoever wins the line of scrimmage, who's going to win and control that line of scrimmage? That is what BA did to stop Ensworth. If you can stop Ross, if Ensworth can, stop Ross Patterson in the same manner, whoever can win that line, whoever can control the line of scrimmage and capitalize on bad plays or turnovers, I think that's going to be the difference in this game. Because I think, Joe, you're right. These are about as evenly matched, I think, a couple of teams as you got.
I'll be over there for that one. That'll be a good one to take in. These teams have not played since 2020, but they did play every year from 2015 to 2020. And Ensworth leads the series 5-3 overall. So if it's as close as the series has been so far,
I got to start paying some of you guys. How you guys get? When's the last time I went to one of these games?
Well, you want to go to the crappy games.
Yeah, you want to go to the small schools.
Yeah.
Well, not all the time.
Not that small schools are crappy games.
Yeah,
that's all right, guys.
That was very much a shot. Joe's trying to go do a small school feature and not come back.
He said, "There, I appeased you. Now let me go to my D2 AAA 5 stars."
Guys, I'm doing a series with Springfield. That's a small school to me.
To you.
And I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Father Ryan's going to go.
Antioch Centennial a couple weeks ago. Don't give us that.
He's got a point. Father Ryan's going to
go ahead
to get this one going. Father Ryan's going to go over to NBA to take on the Big Red. It's just been a regrettable year for Father Ryan so far. Can they get this thing turned around this week?
I am a man of, if I get something wrong, I will not say I got it wrong typically. But in this case, I will. Before the season, I ranked Father Ryan above NBA by a spot. Got that wrong. NBA has been really, really impressive. A couple of close losses. Father Ryan has one win. So got that wrong. It is what it is. I'm not wrong often. I got that one. I did get that one wrong. I like this NBA team. I like how physical they are. I like them in this game against a Father Ryan team that's struggling to get any momentum.
Yeah, I think Father Ryan's start to the season was kind of delayed because of the injuries early on. Didn't have all of their weapons to start the season. And then, once you get into the meat of a D2 AAA schedule, it just kind of has rolled downhill, unfortunately, for Father Ryan. And, NBA is kind of somewhat in the opposite. NBA's had some wins that we didn't expect this year, to be honest with you. And then, last week, that's a hard-fought loss. I mean, that's one of those that you kind of just got to, mark it as a tough one and move on. And, that's one that they wish they could get back. That's one I'm sure that they're practicing a little harder this week, going a little bit faster this week. So, and I'm not sure that bodes well for Father Ryan.
Now, Father Ryan has some, aside from having some changes and new offense and things like that, they also had some injuries on their offensive side that kind of put them behind the eight ball. And they've struggled to score points of late. And in this game against NBA, a team that gave up 14 to Pearl Cone, shut out Hamilton, only allowed 6 to Christian Brothers, held Knox Catholic to 10, and held CPA to 16. Yes, they allowed 45 to Baylor, but it's Baylor. That's a defense that's not going to give up a whole lot of points. So I think that it's going to be a struggle for Father Ryan this week, just because that Big Red defense is just so very stout.
Yeah, if you were Father Ryan, there has never been a week that you don't want to play NBA more than this week after a loss like that. Especially, and they get this week to focus on Father Ryan and hopefully get some momentum rolling into Macaulay next week.
Yep.
Metro game that has huge playoff significance over at Hillsborough tomorrow night. Lawson goes over to Hillsborough to take on the Burros, and the winner of this game is pretty much in the playoffs. The loser likely out.
This was a hard game to pick. Very, very similar teams in a lot of ways. Both with 2 wins. I would argue maybe Hillsborough's wins are a little more impressive. Kind of. Very similar in a lot of ways. This one's really hard to pick. Lawson's had some struggles since coming up and joining this region. They've joined the region of death in a lot of ways because, you got the Williamson County schools that dominate, and then Hillsborough. They've kind of been rebuilding. They just, they've kind of dominated the series up to this point. Could see this going either way. This was a 1-point game actually last year. So I think you guys tomorrow night are in for a good one, especially with the weather. Could be a low-scoring game, though.
Yeah, this was the hardest game for me to pick out of all of our games. And honestly, it's not so much the Hillsborough's wins that impressed me. It's their loss to Lebanon that surprised me, as 0-7 loss to an undefeated Lebanon team. Now, granted, that could be Lebanon just overlooking Hillsborough. It's homecoming.
And their running back was out too. Guy was out.
So it's like, yes, but also they're still undefeated. So you got to give Hillsborough some credit there.
Mm-hmm.
And Hillsborough's at home, so
Yeah, and I think kind of what you're getting at to a certain extent, Isaac, is that makes the uncertainty of these teams. Both teams have had good weeks, and both teams, I would assure you, the coaches and the players would say, we got to play a lot better. And, it really depends on which one of those teams show up on each side. If you get a good Hillsborough and a good Lawson, it's going to be a great game. If you get a good Lawson and a bad Hillsborough, Lawson's probably the favorite, and exactly the opposite if Hillsborough shows up and Lawson does it. So,
and if neither team shows up, oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, it's Lawson's defense is kind of their calling card, and with head coach Brian Lilly, there is no, is there any wonder why? But they've struggled scoring the ball. Hillsborough started off kind of slow, but since then they've kind of got their offense rolling. And one person we're going to keep our eye on tomorrow is Dante Perry, who is averaging 149 yards rushing a game, 8.5 yards a carry, and 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. So Perry is going to be one to watch. Lilly's defense against that rushing attack of Hillsborough. On the opposite side, Braden Hightower, tremendous player for Hillsborough, 65 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. He got 2 touchdowns. So, look, it's really going to be interesting to see the Hillsborough offense against Brian Lilly's defense and who can win out there at Hillsborough.
Stratford's going to go to White House Heritage as the Patriots are looking to build off the momentum of last week's win.
Saw both these teams last week. I was really impressed with Stratford's defense, especially in the first half against East Nashville. Jackson Law looks really, really good. Their edges. Stratford's defensive line in general really won the first half against East Nashville. On the opposite side of that, I really liked how White House Heritage's offensive line played. They'd opened up some things in that third quarter to really get them going. Xavier Murray with some just beautiful balls to at the end of the game to get the win. And this one was honestly a little tough to pick because I do like the guys that Stratford has, and I think they can make this a game. I think they got the athletes to make this game. I just don't know if I trust their offense to really get it going.
Yeah, Stratford they showed sparks of really being good and driving, and then you have the inconsistency with penalties and turnovers. But this White House Heritage team, it just amazes me how they've changed from last year to this year. Went from an offensive team that was just blowing the doors off of people to a defensive team. They held the Cobras last week to 92 rushing yards. Only one team, Richland, has over 20 points against them this year. Mason Lockhart is playing out of his mind at middle linebacker. Bradley Butler has 3.5 sacks, and that's the team they have 9. This Patriots defense is really playing well and keeping them in games. But you're right, Joe. Jackson Law is a game changer on both defensive and offensive side of the ball.
Somebody asked if we really watched. I watched Stratford get 5 sacks in that game. So, yeah, we watched the game. I'm not saying that Stratford, they lost. It was 42-16. But to say that their defense didn't play well in the first half is wild because they led 9-0 at one point.
Right.
And then East Nashville got going because East Nashville is really good. Dallas Covington is a guy that probably should be in the Mr. Football conversations, so as should Cortez Murphy. But their edges came off on fire. So,
their offense didn't score. Didn't score in the first half? Did they, or is it late?
East Nashville?
Yeah.
No, they took over in the second quarter.
Okay, because it was 9-0, then it was 9-9, and that was a punt return and a safety.
Yeah, no, it was 9. It was 9-10, 10-9 East Nashville, and then East Nashville ended up just taking over. Cortez dominated. So,
yeah. But there for a while, that Stratford defense was playing stout.
They played on the field. They played really well against the run too. So,
oh yeah.
What I'm always nervous about when a team has an amazing walk-off upset like victory like White House Heritage has is the letdown. And it's a cliche, but I'm always looking out for it. I'm always wary of it. I just think that this White House Heritage team is a little bit different. Getting to see the way that they practice, get ready for the games, getting to see the way that team is coached, getting to see after the game, coaches are going up to players and being like, we trusted you to get that touchdown. We could have kicked a field goal, but we trusted you to get that touchdown. We trusted you to win that game for us, and it paid off. So I really believe what this White House Heritage team has, and I don't think they're going to let anybody down this week.
Yeah, their defense is the real deal. Outside of a couple, good plays. It's just all there is to it, like superstar type plays from De'Aris Holland of Whites Creek. They pretty much limited all the big plays that Whites Creek normally hits. That says something about that Heritage defense, especially that secondary. And up front, they were all over Deion Barnes. And if Deion Barnes hadn't decided to start running the football in the second half, White House Heritage maybe wins that game by a couple scores, in all honesty.
And one thing, just the edge play for Stratford last week, we saw Whites Creek really have success in that front line against White House Heritage too. I can't remember the kid's name for Whites Creek, number 56. He played really well and he blew up a lot. So I think that's where Stratford can have some success. I just don't know if I trust their offense to make the plays needed to score with a White House Heritage team that can put up points. They haven't the last couple weeks.
Yeah, was it 56? The first offensive play for White House Heritage put the pressure on X, batted the pass, and it's a pick 6. So if you get some pressure, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
Sycamore's got to go on the road to Waverly, and an unbeaten Waverly team. That this is a key region game for both of them. As Sycamore right now is in first place, but Waverly's right up behind them.
Waverly's had a great turnaround season from not winning a game last year to just running over folks this year. And Sycamore, they had a real high a couple weeks ago, and then last week they came back down to earth. And that doesn't get easier this week against the Waverly team that I think should win this region probably fairly easily.
I agree. Well, I mean, this game for Sycamore is going to fall on how well Hunter Hicks can control, or how much Sycamore can control the run game with Hunter
Hicks Hunter.
Hicks Hunter. I get
Hunter
him
Hicks,
in the
Hunter Hicks is the
Portland's coach.
Yeah.
I know it when I do it, but I still do it, and I can't stop it. But yeah, Hicks Hunter, he's hard to bring down. If he can get things going, get them up in front, and he's a force on defense too, and special teams, and probably striping the field, selling tickets, and cooking hot dogs. He can keep if they can keep Waverly off the field. It's just a tall task at Waverly to play in that atmosphere.
Tyner and Nashville Christian, a battle of unbeatens that maybe not enough people are talking about.
No, and this is where Isaac will be Friday night. Should be a really good one. Jared Curtis back in the mix for the Eagles after missing a couple weeks. But I mean, TJ Ward's dominating this year, guys. You talk about guys that are going to be front runners for Mr. Football. It's kind of hard not to think that TJ's there, given his workload this season. He's already closing in on 1,000 yards. Tyner has played really well this year. I just don't think they faced a team quite like the Eagles.
Yeah, it's Tyner is definitely. They have a bunch of good athletes. They always have really good athletes. That's what Tyner is. But I would like to see them try and compete and shut down the pass, which again is easier said than done against the best number one quarterback, high school quarterback in the entire country. But even if you were able to do that, Nashville Christian is TJ Ward. So no matter what you do, I don't think there's any good way to slice it for Tyner.
No, this is a long way to go to face a team that is a juggernaut like Nashville Christian is. The Rams are a good team, but I don't think they've seen anybody this year that has the explosiveness at all skill positions, not just one, but at all skill positions, and even on defense that Nashville Christian has. I mean, this is a team that that beat Innsworth, that has dominated in just about every game they played. It'll be a tall task for the Rams.
It will be a tall task for the Rams for sure. One thing to keep an eye on this one is Tyner's secondary is loaded. They got a USC commit. They got a couple other guys that's probably going to play Power 4 football. Extremely athletic. This is a legitimate 3A state championship contender in Tyner. And, if it wasn't for Nashville Christian and Jared Curtis and TJ Ward knocking off Innsworth, this one is a whole lot harder to pick.
That's going to bring us to the big one tomorrow night over at Antioch. FRA goes to Antioch to face the Bears at 6-0 versus 7-0.
Boys, I am excited about this one. I'm so happy it's Thursday night because I'll be at Springfield McGavick on Friday for, the project. So when I saw this was Thursday, I basically thought to myself about doing a backflip, realized my knee would blow out, so I didn't do it. But excited to see Andre Adams. Excited to see Brandon Galladay go against this FRA offense or defense that gave up 35 to JP2 week 3. They've only given up 14, and 7 since, and that includes shutting down BGA's potent offense. Mike Hassel's going. This has suddenly turned into a really good quarterback game with Nimitz shining for the Panthers the last couple weeks. Antioch's, they're unbeaten. The record against teams they've played this year is they've won 10 games. Those teams have. East Nashville, by far their best win of the year. But FRA just came off of, a massive 42-7 win. So it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited to get out there and see these two teams in what should be one of the better games we see.
Yeah, this is going to be probably the biggest test that Andre faces in the regular season, honestly, in my opinion. The FRA defense, as you said, Joe, has been playing really, really well since giving up 35 to JP2. And they've been playing pretty well before that, too. They give up some points early in some games, but tend to shut it down about halftime, and that's pretty much all you get. If that's the case, tomorrow night, Antioch better score a lot in the first half. So it's one of those things. I personally asked FRA to play 4 last week. They played 4. They come out and play 4 tomorrow night, and Antioch comes out and is able to do what they do. This has shootout written all over it.
Yeah.
I'll pick this up real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scott will definitely be there. I am a game time decision with a work commitment tomorrow night, but I intend to be there. So, yeah.
Yep, but
Plan
I
is
will
to cover that game.
Yep. The Panthers showed what they could do against a powerful offense and a running quarterback in Caden Marable. He was the leading rusher in that game. The Bears desperately need to get Adrian Watts going, running the ball. They desperately need to take some pressure off of Andre Adams. I would think that probably Mike Hassel will probably be a spy on Andre Adams to keep him in the pocket, and they will be bringing Amari often. I would think off the edge. You don't think so? Joe seems to disagree with me.
I feel like they're going to try to bracket Brandon. You have to. He's too dangerous of a weapon outside. He'll beat anybody. I think Jane Rush is going to be tasked with marking him. And Amari the last couple of weeks has just done really, really well. I know he's listed as a linebacker. I think I don't know. I could be wrong, but I mean, he's the best safety in the state. And
he is, but watching what I saw at a previous games, he can fly. Well, you saw what he did to that one quarterback, that probably still doesn't remember or still doesn't know what happened. That was a decleater. That was the definition of a decleater. I think they bring him to keep Andre honest, keep him from moving around too much, but I think they have to spy him.
I don't know if they need – here's my thing. Antioch has kind of rolled through the year playing defensive lines that have not really pressured Andre. He is not – that's going to change this week because Keelan Neal is going to be the best defensive player we see all year on the line.
East Nashville got some pressure on him, and he struggled especially in the first half on some deeper passes that he would normally hit. He overthrew those, a lot of, twisting the hips and throwing all in one motion, and very high difficulty throws. And when a quarterback is on the move, those throws, sometimes can determine if you win or lose the game.
Yeah, East Nashville got some pressure on him, and it was the closest game that Antioch's had all season. So we'll see. I'm also really excited for it. It's going to be my first time ever at Antioch. So this is 2 weeks in a row I get to go to a school for the first time. That's going to be awesome to see.
You'll like it.
Quadair Fletcher is the guy, I think. I think they're going to let Amari do his thing in the secondary. You let Quadair, the thing with FRA, and again, I picked against them a couple weeks ago against BGA, and they let me hear it. They're just as loaded. There's so many names, and they're young. They're juniors. A lot of them are juniors. Mike Hassel, the senior leader. It's going to be a big test for Andre, and if he passes this test, even if they lose this game and he still puts up numbers, I don't know how the Mr. Football Committee overlooks him as the 6A Mr. Football this year, because you don't hear anybody else in 6A doing anything remotely close to what he's done.
Oh no,
that's because they're the Mr. Football Committee, and they've done things like that before. But
Tyson Walcott,
yeah,
Graham
Malachi Dow,
Hudson Chance,
Graham Simpson,
good God. But anyway, no, it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see Andre this year. I know he's tearing it up, and I'm excited to see FRA because I've been high on this team, and I went against them again in the BGA game, and they haven't let me live that down.
Yeah, I'll be following your tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's make some picks, guys. Let's go. Before we do, we'll talk a little bit about AccuWorks. Water damage can be as small as leaks as possible, or as catastrophic as a flood. Regardless of the source, water damage can havoc on your home. This is walls, floors, and furniture, and can mold and other health risks.
Chris, You're muffled.
Yeah.
Sound muffled.
Nope. We're catching about every third syllable. Bueller. Oh, this is riveting TV.
It is definitely.
There it is.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right, we're going to try this one more time. Water damage. It can be as small as a leaking faucet or as catastrophic as a flood. Regardless of the source, water damage wreaks havoc on your home or business's walls, floors, and furniture, and can lead to mold and other health risks. AccuWorks can start water damage restoration services immediately, removing all potential risks and restoring the affected area. The experts at AccuWorks will determine the extent of the water damage in your property. We can handle any size of water breach, from a small plumbing malfunction to a major sewage backup or storm flooding. AccuWorks conducts Nashville water removal from your home using the most advanced equipment and techniques in the industry. And once your property is dry again, our restoration and remediation experts can also repair any lasting damage. There's no need to call another contractor for water damage restoration. AccuWorks handles everything from beginning to end. If you're in Nashville, Clarksville, Cookeville, or areas in between, it's time to call the water damage experts at AccuWorks. Call us now at 615-292-2009 or toll free at 888-779-2228 or visit our website at AccuWorks.com. AccuWorks Restoration, a proud sponsor of Tennessee High School Athletics. Now on to the picks, and we'll start with the records from last week, guys. That's a heck of a week we had in week 8 or week 7.
Good job, gentlemen.
Yep.
Well, some
Everybody in single-digit losses.
Everybody.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Hey, I'm
Things
still
got a
above the
little bit
75
tighter.
point.
I am so close to that 80%. I can taste it.
Yeah, but you ain't there yet.
Game's behind you. You got to look out.
You know what's better than 80%?
81.
81.
All right, let's go on to the picks. We'll start with that
Keep it
BA
above the
Firecrest
$1
game, and it is Eagles across the board for us.
Yeah, I mean, hit on it earlier. I mean, they're the second best team in D2 AAA. Really like Larry Sanders in this one, and think he ends up with another big night, opening things up for Cruz Jenkins and Sean Bowman.
Yeah, too much offense for Brentwood Academy. I think Briarcrest Christian keeps it close for a while, but BA puts it away.
That BA defense to me is just outstanding. You look at they only allow like 2.2 yards per rush. I think that they're going to force Briarcrest into passing situations early, and that plays right into their game.
Yeah, the only reason I'm giving Briarcrest the 28 is purely because it's at Briarcrest, so it's a little bit of travel. Honestly, it doesn't make that much of a difference when you're dealing with private schools. They're used to that, but got to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Chattanooga Prep at BGA next. We've all got BGA here.
Yeah, they're not going to get tested in this one. I think this is over at halftime.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is another sacrificial lamb for the Wildcats, who are absolutely ticked off.
Same for East Robertson and Houston County. We've all got East Robertson.
Another one where I think the starters are out after halftime. I think Kason Young just doing what he does. Maybe a big game for Cade Brooks in this one. He's put up some numbers the last couple of weeks. I think this is a really good opportunity for him to have a star of the week type of performance.
Yeah, I'm going to mention another name we haven't mentioned for East Robertson. Zay Groves, not Zach, Zay. Got a couple special teams touchdowns this year. Don't be surprised if he gets another one Friday night.
I was about to say the same thing with Cade. I think that they will get. I think they'll get credit with their scoring in this game. I would look for a couple of special teams scores, and don't be surprised if Zach doesn't get a couple scores in this game.
Now Ensworth and CPA. Cam and Scott are taking the lines. The rest of us are on Ensworth.
CPA is, they won a close one last week. I think that they'll that schedule they have is just, to me, has prepared them for some tight games, and I think this week it pays off. Ensworth has been a little inconsistent, and I just think once again it's just hard for me to pick against Ingle Martin.
Yeah, I just go back to that McCauley game, and that's the key notch in Ensworth's win column this year, and they had McCauley speaking. They had several open shots behind the secondary for Ensworth. Was not able to convert on those. You saw Jared Curtis have a good night against Ensworth secondary. Now, granted, Jared Curtis is not playing for CPA, but Owen Cabell is. They got Ross Patterson is going to keep that defense honest. I look for CPA to use last week's win to springboard and get a huge win this week.
EJ Gibson legacy game. I think he goes off here against the CPA defense that struggled at times against the run. Ensworth picks up another big win en route to setting up a big game here in a couple of weeks with Baylor.
Yeah, what we've been saying this entire video of if Ensworth shows up, if it's good Ensworth, bad Ensworth, I think this is a good Ensworth game. I think we can, get good Ensworth, give them a treat. Because I don't care. Everybody knows in the state you don't look at CPA's record when you're looking at that team. Ensworth knows that. There's no overlooking CPA. And when you aren't looking CPA and you have this talent that Ensworth has, I think you're able to control the game going into the fourth quarter.
Ingle Martin was disappointed last week when we all picked CPA because he wanted one of us to apologize on the field. Well, Coach, you'll get your wish if you knock off Ensworth this week because I'll be delivering that myself. So that's something to look forward to if CPA can indeed get this one at home over Ensworth. Father Ryan at NBA, and we've all taken the Big Red this week.
Yeah, I think NBA is a little ticked off after what happened in last year's matchup, and they know this is a Father Ryan team that they can just beat down if they want. And I think they're going to do that Friday night.
Yeah, this is a bounce-back game for NBA. I think they're frustrated with how things played out last week against CPA, and Father Ryan's, still trying to find it here late in the season, and the Dixon kid at quarterback's good enough to keep Father Ryan in it for a while, but NBA finds a way to win.
Yeah, I think Charlie Burner has a big game in this one for the Big Red, and they just that defense is just too stout for a team that is struggling offensively.
Yeah, where I say no one's overlooking CPA, I think it's definitely possible to overlook Father Ryan. That plus it's fall break. Weird things happen on fall break, but even with Father Ryan possibly being able to keep it close, I think it'd be a closer game than most would expect. NBA, I think, in the end, is going to be able to take this one out.
I feel like NBA's defense gets the job done here and may get a scoop and score or pick six out of this. You just never know, especially with these games around fall break. I do like NBA to win it. I don't think it's going to be that high scoring, but what do I know? Lawson at Hillsboro. It's a 5-3 split towards the Burros in this one. KJ Connor and Tyson going with Lawson. The rest of us are on the Burros.
Lightning may really like the interns if this one pans out. It was a low-scoring game last year. I think both teams are better than they were last year, even if the record maybe doesn't indicate that. I just like the Burros at home, and I think their running back, he's put up some big numbers this year. I think he's got a chance. Lawson's really struggled the last couple of weeks to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, Lawson's quarterback's been out for a few weeks, K1 Taylor. And if he's not back this week, I see them continuing to struggle. Hillsboro, they're finally getting it going. I think that they are moving in the right direction. Ultimately, I give this to the home team. Hillsboro is a tough place to play.
Yeah, agreed. And I think Hillsboro, while both teams have been inconsistent, I think Hillsboro's been more consistent as of late. That's part of the reason why I favor the Burros here. And I think this is going to be a good game. Probably a low-scoring game if I had to guess, but it should be a good one. And I think all of us agree with that. As 6 out of 8 games is within 3 points. So
Yeah, it's what sticks out in my mind is again the one touchdown loss to Lebanon. You can say what you want about that game. You can say they were looking them. You can say their starting running back was out, but that's still impressive to be able to hold an undefeated Lebanon team to 7 points and only lose by touchdown. So I think it again, low scoring, but I still like the Burros.
Stratford or White House Heritage, we have all got the Patriots this week.
I think Stratford's got the guys to keep this game close, but after getting a thing of water dumped on me, there was no way I was picking against the Patriots this week. And I think they wrap up the region with this win here and set themselves up in a really good spot for the postseason.
So a win here would not wrap up the region.
What I'm saying is that I think I understand that, but I'm saying this win, they're in the driver's seat to wrap it up.
Well, yeah, they're in the driver's seat anyway. But that's beside the point. Stratford, we played a good first half against East Nashville, a not so good second half. And White House Heritage, for the most part, this season, the last 4 weeks, low scoring, single digit, difference in the score games. Heritage has been there a little bit more than Stratford this year. I think this is a close game, but I think Heritage finds a way to win.
I remember last week what all of us were saying, White House Heritage is going to have to score. And then they said, no, we don't. We can just play defense and then score just enough. And that's what they did. So when you're able to do that to a Whites Creek team, I tend to think you'll be able to also do that against a Stratford team. I do think it's going to be close, still a close game, but I think it's going to be kind of a deceptive close game. I think White House Heritage is going to control the game, but not in like a gaudy points number way.
I think I'm a believer in this White House Heritage defense. They've made a believer out of me, and for that reason, I as much as I really liked some of the things Stratford did last week against East Nashville, I just think that the Patriots here take this one.
We've all got Waverly to beat Sycamore this week, and guys, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't see Sycamore coming out on top against a Waverly team that really hasn't been tested all that much this year. Think Waverly's rolling at the moment. They've turned things around from a really poor 2024, and they're kind of establishing themselves as a team to watch in this field.
Yeah, maybe one of the quieter undefeated teams in the greater Middle Tennessee area. I know they're not a 615 team, but still a Middle Tennessee team. And they are undefeated, but pretty much most of their region play is still left out in front of them. I believe they still have a Fairview game coming up here at some point. And, a huge one against Sycamore here with Sycamore already knocking off Fairview. This is a good way. Sycamore had a great win against Fairview and then fell back last week with a disappointing loss to Camden, a region loss. This would be a way to get yourself right back in the conversation if you're the War Eagles.
Yeah, Waverly's got to be focused on this game. This is a big one, like you said, Cam, for both teams. After this week, they have Stewart County and Harpeth, where games that they should win before they meet up in the finale against Fairview. So I think that they'll be focused. I think Sycamore has got the pressure in this game. I like Waverly at home.
Sycamore, I've stuck with you most of the season. I think I got a lone wolf pick when I picked y'all to win against Fairview, or one of two, something like that. If you can win this game, I will personally apologize to you. You will be my apology because I've tried to stick with you this entire season because I like what Sycamore's got going. It's just Waverly. That's all it is.
It's just Waverly.
We've all got Nashville Christian to beat Tyner in that battle of unbeaten.
And Cam hit on it earlier. Tyner has a really, really good secondary, which could give Jared Curtis some fits potentially. That's okay, though, because Nashville Christian also just happens to have a Big 12 commitment at running back and TJ Ward that's just playing unbelievable football right now. I think he's the difference in this one as the Eagles continue with their winning ways.
Yeah, agreed. If Jared and this offense hadn't already played a secondary with multiple D1 caliber guys and a power 4 guy and Justin Hopkins at Ainsworth, this one is a whole lot harder to pick, but Nashville Christian has already played that. They didn't have that many issues, and they scored 42 points. So I think they're going to be okay. They just can't turn the ball over, number one. That's a way that you let a team stay in the game. And as far as special teams and defense, when Nashville Christian's on defense, they got to limit the big plays. This is a Tyner offense that if you can make them drive down the field, I like your chances of getting enough stops. But if you give them big plays, they can hang around for sure.
Yeah, Nashville Christian, I just don't. Well, I can't say better than Cam. Tell him, Cam.
What's his name?
You lost me.
Never mind. To be the man.
Oh, you got to beat the man.
Thank you, Cam. Cam gets, he gets a nickel. No, I just think that nobody's shown me the ability to play with Nashville Christian as of yet, and until we see some kind of blemish on that armor, I'm going to ride with the Eagles all the way.
Yeah, I like Tyner. Again, like we've been saying, state championship favorite in their classification. Got a lot of respect for Tyner. Tyner's one of the only teams I never beat when I played in high school. Beat every other team I played, but Tyner's one of those teams I never beat. So a lot of respect for them. They always have athletes, but so does Nashville Christian, and a lot more, and probably a lot more in places that you don't. So might get ugly.
All right, that's going to bring us to our spotlight game of the week. And before we get there, let's see. I believe Sonny's making this pick this week, Scott.
Sonny's making this pick.
Okay.
Sonny has not been. He has not missed so far.
All right. So who's winning tomorrow night between Antioch and Franklin Road Academy?
This week's matchup is Antioch, the Bears against the Franklin Road Academy Panthers. And I hear Sonny. All right, Sonny, let's go. Here comes Sonny. Boy, that was quick. He has chosen the Panthers of FRA. Yeah, he's chowing down. He has chosen the Panthers. All in.
Joe, what do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I ordered all my headgear before the season, aside from this beautiful bear mask that I wore a couple weeks ago when I picked them to beat Centennial, and I got it right. I'm 1-0 with the bear mask, and unfortunately for this mask, I would be 1-0 with another mask had I actually went with the Panthers like I originally wanted to when they played BGA. And I just think as good as Andre Adams is, as good as Brandon Galladay is, as good as Antioch is, they're off to a historic start. I got to go with the team that I predicted to win the D2AA championship before the season. So FRA, I'm not making the same mistake twice. Give me the Panthers.
Oh my God. It's frightening.
I literally
looks like you got a tooth problem there.
Those eyes are staring in my soul.
Good luck sleeping tonight.
I feel like the jacked up Panther statue at FRA.
Joe, I think this needs to be your new profile picture.
I think it might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody wants to take a screenshot of that while we've got him up there, go ahead.
It'll be your Christmas card.
So much latex.
All right, with that, here's how we got. And Connor is the mayor of Antioch. It's not going to disappoint his people. So he's taking Antioch 35-34. The rest of us are with FRA.
These guys got to stop texting us. And I have do not
Yeah.
disturb on. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Connor wasn't going to not pick FRA, man. Or Antioch. He's the mayor of Antioch after picking him a couple weeks ago. And it is what it is. So I just think FRA, I really like what they got everywhere. I think Keelan Neal's in for another big game. Nimitz at quarterbacks and X Factor, and Amari Sanders. I made the mistake of betting against that man, and I probably won't do that again.
Yeah, I just don't think that Antioch has been playing unbelievable football on the offensive side of the ball for sure. I'm not so sure that they've faced a team or will face a team that has a superstar type player at each level the way that FRA does. It's a very dangerous FRA defense, and their ability to stretch the field now with Nimitz at quarterback. He's played very, very well the last game and a half. He come in after halftime, I believe, of the BGA game and led them back to win that game. So that kind of tells you anything. That FRA offense has more confidence right now than it's had probably all year. And I just think that they get enough stops against Andre and that potent offense for Antioch to win.
I agree. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. It seems like some switch flipped that second half against BGA, and that switch belonged to the arm of Jack Nimitz. They have rallied around him offensively. I think that, like you said, Cam, they're playing with confidence on both sides of the ball. Antioch, I don't think has seen a defense like this. They're going to be challenged. I'm not saying that Antioch can't come out on top in this game. I just think that the defense of FRA, they're more of a complete team on both sides of the ball. Antioch's defense is getting better, but they're just not quite there yet. And I think that as they will continue to get better, but I think FRA right now is a more complete team.
Yeah, Antioch, obviously, everybody knows Andre Adams, one of the best athletes. I mean, in high school football right now, especially in our area. He's dangerous with his feet, and that would, concern me if I hadn't already seen FRA play a team like BGA, where Caden Marable can move with his feet. And he got some runs. Caden Marable, early in the game especially, was able to break off some runs. But if that's all that Antioch's going to be able to do, FRA can shut most everything else down. And I don't think any other team that Antioch's played this season is able to do that like FRA is. So I also think, like you said, Scott, Jack Nimitz, just watching that kid in person, he makes me believe. He makes me believe in this FRA team. He's just a straight up baller. He's like got an infectious, just kind of enthusiasm about him when he's on the field. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks confident, and he's just jacked up 24/7 when he's on the field, just running around with his hair on fire, looking to hit something or throw the ball somewhere. So
they legitimately may build a statue of Connor in Antioch if the Bears pull this off.
Yeah,
right again.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, he'd be elected for life.
Yeah.
I nearly joined him in picking Antioch, but I think that Mike Hassel has a big night for FRA, and I think the Panthers would be wise to slow this game down a little bit and get a slower pace, keeping Andre Adams and that offense off the field. I think that's the best way for FRA to win this one. I think they do that. Just that.
I'm expecting some highlights in this one, and I was excited to see what you do with the spotlight. It's gonna be a fun one, boys.
All right, and that is it for our picks for this week. It is time for some final words before we get out of here. Joe, I'm going to let you go first.
I brought this up last week, knowing full well that I would win it. Wasn't prepared to know that I would win it in such dominating fashion, and also gain a couple spots on Cam. And I can catch this bad boy in at any point to take the belt away from our awful, awful champion. Until next year, who knows? We'll see. Just know that as much crap as Cam has talked this year, his lead is down to 2. It was at 5. I'd like to thank Narnia for that. And Cannon County. And, feels good to be back in the race, knowing that Chris and Scott are out and Isaac's, he's still lurking. But on a more serious note, everybody who's out for fall break, stay safe. If you're going to a game, enjoy it. There aren't a whole lot here in the 615 this week, but if you see us, say hi. We will not be going live Friday night after the games. Just not enough games to really go over. Also, players, coaches that may be watching, please send us your Mr. Football, like guys you think should be Mr. Football nominees with updated stats. We're going to put out a story of that on Thursday or Friday. So that's it. And Cam, just know I'm going to move one game within you this week, buddy. So good luck. Just look at this man. He's so broken. So upset.
It is what it is. Short week.
Dadgum.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a short week. Enjoy it. If you are on fall break, enjoy your rest. Get rested up. It's the final stretch, believe it or not. It sucks, but it's the truth. You're going to have teams get eliminated from playoffs, like Narnia, and then you're going to have teams that are trying to win region championships over the next couple weeks. And remember, though, as adults, Joe, you kind of hit on this with the social media thing. You're an adult. Be an adult. These are high school kids. These are kids that, some of these kids will never play football again. So just be sure before you do or say anything that you understand what you're doing. And that actions do have consequences.
Well, it's finally fall break. I stepped outside this morning. It was nice and cool. I saw the dew on the top of my car. I was like, oh, yes, this is football weather. This will be the first week that I'm covering 2 games in a week, which I know for most of the guys here, that's light work. But for me, it's going to be fun. Get to see 2 games in 1 week. Also, with it being fall break, I know a lot of guys have the opportunity. I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I was in high school, every fall break that I had when we weren't playing, I'd go watch whoever the best team was and just watch it because it's fun. So I would encourage all of you to do that. Just go out, watch a good game. Just get involved in high school football. It's a great thing to be involved with. But yeah, just stay safe. For those of y'all that aren't playing, get ready for next week. And just get ready for that last push because it's almost here. It sucks, but, season's almost over. And I'm starting to look forward to making that 3-hour drive or something like that down in Chattanooga. So just get ready.
Are you tired of the embarrassment of game delays due to unfortunate wardrobe malfunctions? Are you fed up with seeing your best players paraded off the field in shame? Are you sick of watching the University of Oregon football players mock you in their stylish Bermuda pants? Yeah? Well, we have an answer for you. Introducing the knee bra, the newest invention from Shamco. The knee bra, perfect for those pesky, problematic patella protection problems. Just slide the patent-pending pad into the protective pouch. Step into the adjustment strap and then clip to secure. Need extra security? Padding is encouraged. No more worrying about breeches length. Goodbye unsightly kneecaps. The knee bra, now in small, medium, large, and Medea. It comes in all shades, black, brown, white, gray, and the ever-popular nude. The knee bra. Get yours today. from the makers of thigh pad garter. May be difficult for some men to remove and not licensed by NHSF. Now, that seems silly. Yes, but it's no sillier than watching the show that goes on every week over flipping wardrobe malfunctions. Guys, it's time to get it right.
I can't tell if we're being serious or not some of these weeks. I don't know.
That sounded like a Afro commercial at 2 a.m. or something.
Maybe. I mean, that could have been an infomercial. I mean, that's exactly what we were thinking. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I got nothing after that. I can't follow that up with anything. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining us tonight on 615 Preps Live presented by AccuWorks. I got to get out of here before I lose my mind. 9 o'clock Saturday morning, join us for the scoreboard show. Yeah, we'll have some scores from Thursday and Friday night, and our usual ridiculousness will probably be in full support as well. So thanks for watching. We'll see you Saturday morning. Enjoy the games this week. Y'all take care.
Daggum.
Daggum.
Peace.
Daggum.